Para eso. Para eso. Para eso. Para means for. Eso means that. Okay? And we have the literal translation for that. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you have a literal translation. Sometimes you don't. So, para eso, for that. So this is very commonly said in Spanish if you want to explain how to do something, or maybe you need something. So for that, you need that, right? Same thing. For example, la computadora sirve para eso. La computadora, in Spain, computadora is ordenador. I'm pretty sure you know the meaning of that word. Computadora sounds very similar to the English word, some English word. So, sirve para eso. What does this mean? That's what the computer is for. Sorry. That's what the computer is for. In English, that's a very common thing to do, to have, to have this at the beginning, that's, or that, and for at the end, right? In Spanish, you don't need to worry about that because you will need the phrase together. You don't need to separate it. So we have it right at the end, para eso. Okay? When using this phrase, usually in this situation, if you want to say that something works for, or that's what the computer is for, when you separate those two in English, those two words in Spanish, usually you place it at the end. Okay? La computadora sirve para eso. You can also say para eso la computadora sirve. Forget about that. Sorry. No, you cannot do that. You need this at the end. Sorry. I don't know what happened in my mind right now, but you need it at the end. If you say para eso la computadora sirve, it makes no sense. You need it at the end. Sorry. I apologize. La computadora. When speaking two languages, sometimes you get like brain farts. I believe that's the term. It's like a little confused. You get confused just for a second, but yeah, sorry about that. La computadora, the computer. Okay? La computadora. In Spain, specifically, el ordenador. So let me just put it here. El ordenador. El ordenador. Okay? I say la computadora because I'm not from Spain. So that's why I have it here, but I just wanted to let you know. I understand when someone says el ordenador. I know what it is, right? Thanks to the internet, because a lot of people who, like the whole Spanish-speaking countries, the whole community, now with the internet, they communicate more. So we understand a lot of terms from different Spanish-speaking countries, terms from Argentina, terms from Spain, terms from Peru, and so on. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting that most Spanish speakers know the meanings of many peculiar words from different Spanish-speaking countries. Okay. La computadora sirve. Sirve comes from the verb servir. And servir has, again, some meanings. And it means to be useful or to be used for, to serve as well. Depends on the situation. But when talking about computers, this will be similar to saying it's useful for this or that, okay? We don't have it in the English sentence, but you need it in Spanish. Okay? La computadora sirve para. If you want to be more specific, you can remove eso and then say something else like sirve para calcular something, or sirve para navegar en el internet. The computer is useful to to use the internet and surf the internet. I think that's surf the internet. Is that a term? Yeah, it is. It is a term. So servir means to be useful for. Okay, para eso, for that, or in this situation, that for. So we don't have what in Spanish. So I mean, it's not in here. So that's why I didn't underline it, because it doesn't have it. It doesn't have that word. Excellent. Para eso, para eso. Now the next example, let me show you the next one. We're almost done here. We're almost done. Necesitas varias cosas para hacer eso. Necesitas varias cosas para hacer eso. This means you need several things to do that. Okay? Necesitas, that means you need, similar to saying tú necesitas. Tú necesitas. We don't need tú, that's why we don't have it. You need, necesitas. Okay? Varias means several or many. Okay? Cosas, things. Para, to. Hacer, do. Eso, that. Oops, that. There you go. Necesitas varias cosas para hacer eso. You need several things to do that. Okay, maybe someone is asking, hey, like, how can you make a cake? Can you tell me how to make a cake? Well, you need several things to know in order to make a cake, okay, or do something specific. So this is a great sentence for those situations. Para eso is not together. We have a verb in between, and that works. That works. Okay? Specifically, hacer. Para hacer eso is a common thing to say. To do that, ... you need this and that and whatnot. Okay? Now, I believe I have one more example here. Oh, yeah, I do. No necesitas pedir permiso para eso. Okay? No necesitas pedir permiso para eso means you don't need permission for that. Okay? No necesitas, we have again the verb necesitar, which means to need. No necesitas, you don't need. Okay? No necesitas, you don't need. Permiso, pedir permiso. This is a good phrase. Pedir permiso means to ask for permission. Okay, that's the literal translation, but it's similar to saying, permission. You don't need permission. No necesitas pedir permiso. You don't need permission para eso, for that. Okay, so that's interesting indeed. Para eso means for that.